Hey everybody, welcome to Leon's Chainsaw Parts and Repair. We're looking at a Super EZ 1974 model for Scott out in Iowa. This is a saw that had the recoil rope that I replaced in one of the earlier videos. And you can see it's doing great off the saw. I still need to put that nylon piece back where it belongs, but you know, this thing, it felt like it was jamming at certain times, not always, but at certain times when I'd pull it over, especially when I was doing that video trying to demonstrate. And so got into this, pulled the starter cover off. I thought, well, maybe somebody had got the coil too close to the flywheel, but got in here. First thing I saw was a little bit of metal shavings down in here, and when I grabbed the handle, hopefully you guys can see this in the video, the tank is actually moving. Not supposed to do that. So again, my mind went to things that I've seen happen before. Usually it's on a Super XL, the later model ones. There are 3 screws that hold this tank in place, and then on the Super EZ there's one on this bar side. I haven't pulled this off. That one's still there, but it's got to be loose too for this tank to be flopping around. So I've pulled the flywheel loose already, but I'm going to show you the tool that I use. This is a Homelite tool, and these thread right onto the pawl studs, so I don't have to take them out. The aftermarket ones that come with the screws, that'll work, but you got to take those out, and since I have this, I'm going to use it. But again, the flywheel's already loose, and it pretty much confirms what I thought was going on. See if this is going to focus. My 5.5, well, almost 6-year-old daughter is standing here blocking my view, smiling the whole time. You can see the cut mark right here. So one of those screws has been backing off and rubbing against this, and my guess is the last time this saw ran, it made such a horrible sound and stopped so fast that the dude thought it was seized. So it ended up being sold on eBay. Well, the good news for Scott is that's not the case. You just have some screw issues. So there's some chunks of the flywheel down in here. I can see the offending screw right there. Hopefully in the video you can see that bad boy turning. My guess is, well, that one's still tight. That one's loose. Even though that one's still tight, it's wallered the tank out. So, based on that, this saw is going to be a further teardown. We're going to have to get a new tank, because the way that's rattled, it's auged those holes out to the point where this won't be usable. So, that'll be another good video opportunity once I source a tank for this thing. Yeah, we'll kind of do a little video showing what it takes to get down that far into one of these. Okay, got this tank off. A couple things going on. I was right. Get this to focus. See how that lower hole there is all auged out. The middle one is so-so. The upper one would probably be okay, but that tank is definitely going to be hard to ever secure in place properly. But this saw has an even bigger problem. I don't know if it was dropped. It doesn't look like that on the outside, but the actual crankcase is cracked on this bad boy. See if I can get zoomed in there. There you go. Right through here. That is one giant crack. And right in there is the reed valve assembly, and that's how the carburetor, the reed valve, the air box, it's all tied together. So this is a giant air leak, and that's not repairable. If we go ahead with this, the crankcase will have to be replaced. So I'm going to have to look at my stock and see if I've got that part, and then have a conversation with Scott about whether it's economical to proceed with this saw or not. So more to come.